Hello, Year 7. Welcome to another identity poetry lesson. This time we're going to be looking at a poem called Metaphor by Sylvia Plath. But before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of work on metaphors and other language techniques. So which of these lines are metaphors and which are another language technique? And if they're not metaphors and they are another language technique, can you name what the technique is? Just 5 minutes on that and then on to the next slide. Today's learning objective is to read and analyse a poem by Sylvia Plath called Metaphors. So your title is Metaphors by Sylvia Plath. Today you're going to need a pen and your book, a copy of the poem which I will attach to Classcharts, some highlighters and some coloured pens. Which of these lines are metaphors and which are another language technique? This is answering back on the do now. You can see there his face lit up as bright as a jewel. That's a simile. I won't read them all out. Or perhaps I will. The cold sea slapped her face. That's a personification. Baby, I'm a firework. That's a metaphor. On his legs, his rope-like veins throbbed. That's a simile. Her headache pounded like a drum. That's a simile. And the drum in her head continued to pound. That's a metaphor. Now, a metaphor is when you compare one thing to another by saying it is that thing, like that chap there says you're a weasel. And a simile is when you say you compare one thing to another by saying it's like another. Well, I'm like a weasel is a simile. So write this definition into your books. A metaphor is when one thing is compared to another by saying it is that thing. The title of this poem is Metaphors, and titles of poems are things you should always look closely at because not unsurprisingly, they give away a lot about the poem. So what do you think this poem's going to be about now that we know what a metaphor is? Do you think it's going to be about poetry techniques? Do you think it's going to be about grammar? Do you think it's going to be about different things being compared? Could it be some type of a riddle? So, first reading of the poem. Don't focus on what you don't know. Focus on bits that you do understand. I'm a riddle in 9 syllables, an elephant, a ponderous house, a melon strolling on 2 tendrils. O red fruit, ivory, fine timbers, this loaf's big with its yeasty rising. Money's new minted in this fat purse. I'm a means, a stage, a cowing calf. I've eaten a bag of green apples, boarded the train, there's no getting off. So who do you think is the speaker and what do you think the poem is about? Just spend 5 minutes thinking about that and jot down some notes if you want to. Well, it opens with telling us what it is. I'm a riddle in 9 syllables. So let's focus on this first line. It looks like a clue to understanding the whole poem. How many syllables are there in that first line? Is this the same with all the other lines? How else does the poem use this number? Think about where else this number is important. And the hint is growing. So it's 9 syllables. It's to do with growing. There's lots of references to things, life-changing events that are to do with growing and the person becoming larger. Okay, how many syllables are in the first line? There are 9. Is this the same with all the other lines? Yes, it is. How else does this poem use this number? There are 9 lines in the poem. Think about where else in life this number is important and is to do with growth and people changing shape. Pregnancy. There you are. So it's a poem about pregnancy. Now, stick your copy of the poem into your book. So I've attached a Classcharts and we're going to annotate it together. So, now we know what the poem is about, let's go back and read it again. I'm a riddle in 9 syllables, an elephant, a ponderous house, a melon strolling on 2 tendrils. O red fruit, ivory, fine timbers, this loaf's big with its yeasty rising. Money's new minted in this fat purse. I've a means, a stage, a cowing calf. I've eaten a bag of green apples, boarded the train, there's no getting off. What metaphors tell the reader that the speaker feels big? List them in your book or highlight them in your poem. 5 minutes for that, please. And here we are. I'm an elephant. I'm a melon. She's a big loaf. She's a fat purse. She's a cow. She's a bag of green apples. Those are the 6 metaphors in that poem. I hope you got them all. If not, just annotate your poem now. Okay, and here's a paragraph that I've written talking about how the speaker feels about being pregnant. The speaker reveals that she is happy about her pregnancy in the metaphor money's new minted in this fat purse. The adjective fat suggests that the baby makes her feel full of something valuable, newly made, minted money. The reader understands that this is a good thing because having lots of money makes life easier and more full of possibilities. You don't need to worry about that, just read that and go on to the next slide. Okay, now it's your turn, and this is the task I want you to upload onto Classcharts. And as usual, I always say this because it's always true. Your work has been that I've been seeing has been stunning, so keep it up. Oh, red fruit, ivory, fine timbers. I want you to write an analytical paragraph in the same way that I did on the previous slide, showing how that line shows she's happy about being pregnant. Can you include 2 structural points if you can as well, or at least one? Structure being, in this case, it's going to be punctuation. And there's a very upbeat piece of punctuation at the end of that line. So 10 minutes on that, and that's the thing I want you to upload onto Classcharts, please. And here's one that I've done. The speaker reveals that she feels happy about her pregnancy in the metaphor fine timbers. The adjective fine suggests that the baby's bones are healthy, they are timber, wood that is strong and natural. Also, the metaphor ivory links to the baby's teeth. Ivory is a natural and valuable product which suggests that she sees her child as precious. The reader understands that the speaker feels positive about her unborn baby because she's linking it with strong and valuable resources in nature. I want you to upload your one now. I don't want to see that one, obviously. And here's the piece of structure analysis. Furthermore, the use of the exclamatory statement, I pointed that out to you, reveals to the reader the excitement that the speaker feels about having a baby. The use of a tricolon, red fruit, ivory, timbers, emphasises the many good qualities that she associates with her unborn baby. And what do you make of the poem's last metaphor? Boarded the train and there's no getting off. Just write down a couple of notes. What does that mean in the context of someone having a baby? It suggests that the speaker knows that she cannot stop being pregnant. The use of the train suggests that she is going on a journey to somewhere new. This is a metaphor that suggests that she is going to be a different person and have a new life with her baby. What is your favourite metaphor in this poem? Mine is the loaf's big with its yeasty rising. I love the link with dough rising and the change in shape of the speaker's body. What is your favourite metaphor and why? There's 5 minutes on that. And there we are. Any of you who've got younger siblings will know that feeling. But well done today. Don't forget to upload your work to Classcharts, and I shall be giving out many achievement points. Well done, Year 7. I'll speak to you tomorrow.